All right, Dr. Ike Ngozeka. So just take a look at the chat box and do a summary. I'll also join you in doing that. So we have a total of 7 responses. Dr. Ike Ngozeka, are you still here?
Yes, Chief, I'm here. Yes, we have
Okay.
several responses and about 4 expectations or 5
Okay, so
expectations for
summary of
now.
the expectations, please. Thank you.
Okay. I should give them now.
Yes, please.
Okay. The first person is trying to learn different research tools and how to assess research grants. Okay. The other person is also wants to learn also tools to help with literature review. Tools to help with literature review. Another one is to gain valuable knowledge on research in general. Then another one is understanding different research tools and their applications. Chief, did you get that, or should I go through them again?
Yeah, I've got them. So
Okay.
one, research grants. Two is how to
Research
do
tools.
literature review, tools for literature review, and
Yes.
I think the third one
Different
is
research tools.
yeah. All right. Okay. So good evening, everyone that has joined this webinar series. This is the last of the webinar series, the 7th webinar series. And before I start, I would like to appreciate all my teachers and the mentors who have gone before. I believe that the link to the previous sessions have been shared, but if for any reason you have not gotten it, so please kindly drop your email address in the chat box, and I believe the academic committee of ARD Super Clean is going to reach you with the link to the previous research topics, and they have been topical. I'm not going to go back on them. I will just be drawing 1 or 2 things from them, right? All right, so let me just share my slides now. When you start seeing my slides, just let me know. Can you see my slides?
Not yet, Chief.
Okay, you cannot see my slides. Okay,
Not
let me
yet.
stop. Let me stop and restart it again. Okay, while I'm trying to restart, I would like to appreciate one of my chiefs, Dr. Bon Eze, a urologist in Eastwood Park Lane. Thank you very much for joining. So I'm trying to restart it now. Can you see it now? Dr. Ike
Yes, Chief.
Ngozika.
Yes, Chief. We can see it now. We can see it. We
Okay,
can see the slide.
that's fine. Okay. Is it full now?
Yes, it's full. We're
Okay.
seeing it.
All right. So I have about 1 hour to discuss on some of the tools and some of the supports that we have for researchers, and then we are going to use 20 minutes to ask and answer questions. Okay. So Dr. Kengozika, please be timing me so that when I'm 20 minutes to go, let me know so I can begin to round up. Okay, so I've been already introduced, so I will not talk more on that. But first and foremost, I want to appreciate everyone that has joined us. So we are going to have an introduction. Let's talk about what the tools, what the supports are for researchers. Then we are going to look at the traditional tools. Some of us are already well versed on them, so I'm not going to dwell on them. I'm going to speak a little bit more on the AI tools, and then I'll do a little live demonstration of some selected tools. And we are going to do the support for researchers. And then we'll share the final tips and the takeaways. All right. So we are living in the age of knowledge. There is so much knowledge out there. I remember in my first year medical school how I did my term paper. The process was you go to a cyber cafe or a business center, you do an all-night browsing so that you can save costs, and you try to do copy and paste, you know, try and do some, you know, searching of the databases that were available, and everything was almost manual. So everything was based on your ability to, because when you just type a search parameter, maybe you are using Google search for instance, you're going to see in a matter of few seconds, you're going to see hundreds of thousands of information. So it shows us that we need to have a way of sifting through all the the information so that we can get to what we actually want to do our research project. And then we are currently living in the age of artificial intelligence, and this intelligence is moving at an explosive rate. I remember back in 2024, we are talking about ChatGPT 2 and ChatGPT 3. Well, currently, we are talking about ChatGPT 5. And before we even rest on 5, very soon we are going to have ChatGPT 6. And it's not only OpenAI that is leading this race, we also have other players like Microsoft, Copilot, Twitter, and as X, you have Grok, you have Meta as the parent company of Facebook. They also have their own Lima AI system. Then you have Google, which their AI system is Gemini, and you also have other AI systems. So we are truly living in an age of artificial intelligence. So it's very important for us to understand some of these tools and how to use them. Hopefully, I'm going to do a demo in order to guide us on how to best use some of these tools, and especially the pros and the cons. You get to know about confabulations and the rest. Thank you. All right. So, for instance, some of us have already been introduced to referencing tools. During my dissertation, I used Mendeley, but somehow I meshed some features of Zotero into Mendeley because for the National Postgraduate College, their referencing style is Vancouver Superscript. So this Mendeley that I had in my system when I submitted my proposal, I had a challenge. So I had to go to Zotero website by searching Vancouver Superscript Zotero. and I was able to import the referencing style into Mendeley. So, in essence, you can actually use some of the features of Zotero in Mendeley and some of the features of Mendeley in Zotero. EndNotes is also another popular referencing app, but is not free. Zotero is largely free. Mendeley is initially was free, and the recent updates, some Microsoft Word systems and other word processing applications have difficulty integrating Mendeley into it. So we're not going to dwell so much into this, but basically, what you do if you want to use this referencing app, what I recommend is you have one referencing app that you are using, which you register so that anything that you do in terms of upload in one system, when you connect with another system, all your uploads will be there. And if you want to reference, it's easy for you to reference when the software is already installed in your system. And the best time to reference is when you are getting information. Some of these tools are traditional because they started off with just you feed in the data that you want into the software. Sometimes it automatically generates the authors, the year, the journal, but sometimes you need to manually key in some of those information. And when it auto generates, when you populate your bibliography or your reference list, sometimes you also need to do some editing. So these are some of the things that you get to know. Then you also have the AI referencing, which I'm going to talk about a bit later. But in recent times, some of the traditional referencing app are upgrading and integrating AI into them. So it's very exciting to watch. So in terms of sorry for the crowded nature of this slide. In terms of AI, so now AI can be used throughout the research process. AI can help you choose topic. It can help you craft the topic. AI can help you with literature review. It can help you with formatting of your data in terms of where you want to put it. It can also help you with analyzing your data. Yes, AI can actually do that. And then it may find difficult for you to discuss. So that discussion aspect for now is largely driven by the researcher. So there are some tools that are available for literature review. In the beginning of this series, I requested people to share what their expectations were, and somebody mentioned literature review. So this is not exhaustive on literature review. At the end of this presentation, I'm going to share a link with us to a lecture that was given by one of the former Nadites, who is currently a consultant in Benue State University Teaching Hospital, Dr. Usha Anenga. He had an exhaustive session on that, so I wouldn't want to repeat some of the things that he has said. So I will just share the link at the end of the this presentation. So Dr. Ike, remind me so that I can share the link. Thank you. All right, so we have the popular ones. There are many other ones, but these are the popular ones. They are around a total of 7. So I'm going to concentrate on SciSpace and OpenAI. And then I'm also going to bring in one more, in showing us how you can actually do literature review with some of these AI tools. So at this point, I would like to know how many of us have started using AI tools in our research projects. Okay, so if you have started using it but to a small extent, you can just type yes, small. If you are using it in a moderate extent, you can type yes, moderate. If you are a pro user, you can type yes, pro. But if you have not used AI at all, you can type no. So on the chat box, please, let's get the responses. And then Ike Ngozeka, you also look at responses and let me know which one is the preponderant. So we're going to just give like 30 seconds.
Chief, more of no. Not more of no. Most people haven't used it.
Okay, all right.
Very few people.
Okay, so it's very important that we move with technology. There is a friend of mine that said it is either you are on the table or you are on the menu. And AI is a reality that sooner or later many of us are going to recognize. And it has its own pros, it also has its own cons. So, but what we need to do is to learn about AI and how to use it in our research project to make our life very, very easy, right? Some of the AIs are very comprehensive in the sense that they could help you with getting your title, help you with the audition review. Some of them even have access to databases that you may even find it difficult to access because most of these AI algorithms and the systems, they pay heavy subscription fees to have access to databases in so that they will be smart in terms of their training and machine learning. And then you can actually gain from that access that the AI has. All right. So if we look at something like ChatGPT now, ChatGPT is continuously improving in terms of its strength. So this is a very big plus because if you use ChatGPT 3 months ago, it's not the same as what you're going to get today. So for ChatGPT, for instance, I'm going to do a demo maybe after this table, just to give us an idea of what you can actually get and help the ChatGPT or whichever AI system that you're using to help you get what you want because this information that is available to artificial intelligence is so massive that if you do not guide it properly, it's going to give you different kinds of wrong results, right? So I would like maybe 2 persons so that we can do a demonstration for how you can do literature review using artificial intelligence in a way and manner that is safe, right? So 2 persons or 3 persons can just type any title that they want for us to do a live demonstration while we proceed to the other tools. So we're going to do OpenAI and we're going to do SciSpace. Then we'll now proceed within the time we have. We have about 40 more minutes. So the first topic, Ike Ngoseka, just let me know. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now so that we can go to, okay. So somebody wrote screen time effects in under 5-year-olds, right? Okay. Screen time effects in under 5-year-olds. So that's the first one. So let's get the second one. Integrating business and residency training. Interesting. And then decision to delivery intervention in interval for emergency CS and its impact on fetal maternal outcomes. All right, so we are going to start with the first one. First one is screen time effects with under five. So I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to open my AI, and then I will share. But before I share the my screen, I'll just do a background for us. So let me get my screen on. Okay, just a minute. So I'll just share my entire screen, and yeah. So can you see my screen? Please, if you can see my screen, type yes.
Yes, we can too.
Okay. So I'm starting a new chat. Okay. So this is ChatGPT 5. If you can see my screen. So I'm starting a new chat. I just pressed new chat on ChatGPT screen. Right. But before I start, I'm using the pro version. So the pro version has more features than the free version. So what I will advise that if you want to use ChatGPT, you can start with the free version, which you are limited to some prompts per day. If your limit is reached in a day, then you have 24 hours to get another free token. So, but if you want to do very elaborate and comprehensive work, you may need to subscribe for the ChatGPT for the period of time that you want to do the work, which I recommend doing your literature review under 1 month, right? So 1 month you are going to be charged $20. $10 is around 15,000 naira. So you should be budgeting between 31,000 and 32,000 naira to get a 1 month subscription for ChatGPT. If you have issues with payments, you can use, I think the restriction on making online payments for some of these applications have been removed. But you could use MasterCard or Visa card. Sometimes Verve also works, but most of the times it's MasterCard or Visa card, and the amount is not big, so most banks are going to allow it pass through. From my own experience, the banks that I've used that in recent times that have not had any issues with the type of these payments is UBA and Sterling Bank. Sometimes GTB, but UBA and Sterling Bank usually works. I'm not trying to market for them, but I'm just sharing my experience. All right, so I'm going to paste what one of us posted. So now, screen time effects in under 5 year olds. So I'm going to modify this, right? So I'm going to remove 5 year these olds and put children, right? And then I'm going to join screen time. Okay, so it's telling me that it's wrong, so I'll put it again. So screen time effects in under 5 year olds. So now it's very good for you to guide the AI. So you just write comprehensive comprehensive research on screen time effects in 5-year-old children. 5-year-old children with uh, okay, within the past 10 years using Vancouver referencing style and a reference list at the end for global Africa, West Africa, Nigeria, Southeast Nigeria, and Enugu states. So now I'm guiding the AI on what I want the AI to do so that I don't spend so much time, in my study. So let's see what the AI is going to generate. All right, so because I'm logged in, so whatever you are doing, it will be stored so that I can always refer back to it. So I'm giving it a hard task. So it's thinking. So you could see the AI is showing you thinking longer for a better answer. So this is a thinking model. So you have different models. So if I click here now, we are going to see auto. You see instance, you see thinking, you see pro, and then you see legacy model. Legacy model is usually the most sophisticated immediate past model. So, but I usually leave it at auto so that the AI can take its time. So, what I give the AI is quite, so you can see now it's searching for screen time effects globally, then it's searching for Nigerian studies. So, it's taking more time, you know. Usually takes from seconds to a few minutes. So it's now looking at African, right? So the reason why you are doing this is so that you could get all the information that you need in a short period of time. I remember I started with comprehensive, so that is why it is going to town. And the good thing about this is that it is going to do Vancouver referencing. And at the end, it will post a list of all the studies that it reviewed. And this list of studies that it reviewed will help me to search more and deeper. So while we are waiting for it to search, so we're going to look at the second question. So the second research prompt is integrating business and residency training. So, Dr. Sani Suleiman, so just rephrase your topic so that we could do a better search using the templates that I've already used. Thank you. Okay, so it's beginning to generate results now. Okay, so it took it 2 minutes, 28 seconds, and it's found 41 sources, and it was a thinking model. So you have the one that are thinking model. So those ones they think deeper, right? So it started with a summary for me to give me an idea of what most of the studies we're talking about. So now, because I have restricted it to 10 years, So you could see global evidence 2016 to 2025. So in a way, I've restricted the AI to more recent studies. So this may just be the first level of study that I want to do. I could rephrase the question and go 15 years and possibly go 20 years. But in most academic work, usually good, you don't quote or you don't cite very old data. But in some cases, you don't have any option than to quote old data, especially if that area has not been well studied. So you could see now global evidence. It lists some of the global evidence 2024, 2023, and you tell you the type of study that it was done. This was a scoping or a systematic review, which in terms of the ladder of experience is rated very high. You could see this one meta-analysis. Then you see a meta-analysis and review. Then you see another one 2020, 2019, 2006 American Academy of Pediatrics. So so you are seeing some of the summary. Then here you have African level information. So you only provided us with three. So if I need more information for African level, I'm going to tell it expand on Africa or expand on West Africa. So this is the information that is giving me for West Africa. So by looking at this, you notice that some of this thing is a bit summarized. So that is one of the things that you are going to get when you're using AI. So you need to expand on each section to get more information. Okay. There you see Nigerian studies, you see Lagos, you also see some of the other studies further down. Then it came to Southeast Nigeria. You see some of the studies that it has cited. Then you come to Enugu State. You can see there was one that was done between January and February 2020. Practical guidance for clinics, primary healthcare workers, and families. So it's beginning to suggest. Okay, now you can see the reference list that it has given me. So it has given me a total of 16. So I'm not happy with this number of reference lists. I need actually more. So what I may do is to rephrase the question and do just globally and tell it to look at data in the past 20 years. So that is what we are going to do now before we move over to the next topic. I'm just trying to show you how you can actually do some of these things and it will be more effective. So now I'm asking it over the past 20 years. Then I'll add comprehensive reference lists at the end. So I'll move this global to come in front of comprehensive. Okay, so we're going to set it again. So this is going to take lesser time because the AI already knows where you are researching in. So it's more restricted. You're not doing engineering coding, you're not doing molecular studies, you're just restricted to information about screen time and under five age population, and then this is just global. So it's going to, as you move on AI, usually faster. So this is going to take definitely less than 2 minutes. Okay, so he's telling me here is a comprehensive evidence-based global synthesis of what the past 20 years, 2005, 2025 show on screen time. So if we quickly run down, So it's still generating data. Okay. So it's listing all the references that it was able to gather. So now, since we did a restricted study, you notice that we have more reference lists. So you start off with a broad prompt, and then you now begin to do smaller prompts. So it's still listing the references, and you can see that it's in Vancouver style. So it will help you know how it will be formatted. But this can actually be done with your referencing. So now each of these studies, you can now go and read the abstracts of each of these studies. So you could have a deeper understanding. So now, because of time, I would like the other people who put their question after this session, you could do your own tests using free ChatGPT and see what it is going to give you. So it's still listing the references. So we have like 16 references so far. And which is much more than what we had in the first prompt. So we just had 16 references. Okay, but when we began to do more narrowed search, we had 16 again, even though it's not the same list of references that we have. Right, so we're going to move over to another AI tool. So this is size space. So I'm just going to discuss these two and then another one, then we'll move forward. So this is a more comprehensive AI that is targeted towards researchers. So if you see on the left corner, you could see AI writer. So this can help somebody to write. You see chat with PDF. So if you have a PDF file of a research, you can upload it and the AI will look at the PDF in a matter of seconds and be able to summarize it and give you the data. And then you can ask the AI question based on the PDF. So instead of just reading everything through from the abstract to the results to the discussion and the conclusion, you could upload AI the PDF document if you have access to it, and the AI will look at it and then do the scanning that you can actually do by yourself, but this can be done for you in a matter of seconds. And if you look again, you see you can do literature review. Okay, so if I type, okay, so I'm going to go back to ChatGPT now and take what we prompted ChatGPT and put in this, and then we type deep search, we click on deep search, and then we ask it. So some of these systems have multiple AI integrated into them. Some of them have access to artificial intelligence from OpenAI, that ChatGPT, some to Gemini, some to Grok. So some of these, and then they are tailored to research. So that was why I found this to be something that some of us can, adopt as one of our AI tools. Then you can also find topics. So you can see it has tool for finding topics. It has tool for paraphrasing. So you could put in a copy of a work that you got from from a research and put it inside this paraphraser. It will paraphrase it, then you choose the one that you want. But one of the drawbacks to using some of these tools is that you are not the only one that is using it. Other people are also making use of these AI tools. So, if for instance you have 3 or 4 people working on the same topic and they have access to AI system, there may be some similarity within their work because they use the same AI model. So, but if you are able to fine tune your AI, you are going to make sure that your work is different. But by and large, you always need to have your own personal input into it because every AI system will always tell you that it is not perfect and it can actually lead you astray. So AI is largely to guide you and help you to make your work a lot easier. So now you could see the AI of this site space is done with the work that I have given it. So you could, on the left corner, you could see the deep search that he got on under 5 screen time. So here you could see 577 papers. You could see just ordinary paper set that is not deep, 100 papers. You could see full text search. So he was able to search 100 papers full. Then PubMed, advanced search, 20 papers. Google Scholar, 20 papers. So you could see from just this set that we did that a tool like SciSpace is more targeted for research. So now on the other corner, you see it will list the studies that is searched. So here now you could see papers 20. So if I click on one, it's going to open it up, and then by the side you see this study demonstrates. So it will just give you a summary. And if you want to download the PDF, you can download the PDF. If you want to see the digital object information, DOI, which is the number or the link that's used to identify any research topic that you have. So you could see another one, and then you see how it listed it. This has 137 citations. So telling you that this work has been cited by 137 people, and then it gives you the main author plus 5 authors. So here now you have a total of 6 authors, and it's a pediatric research. And then this is the summary. So if you move a bit, you see the abstracts. So the abstracts, when you go down in the abstracts, you can see the abstracts for that, and I clicked it. Okay, so it's giving me another results. So okay, so let me just allow the AI to finish working. So you have seen how AI tools work and how an AI tool like SciSpace can actually help. Okay, so now it is actually writing the paper for me or the topical areas that I need to look at when I'm writing up my topic. So Dr. Agoyenwa, are you seeing what the AI is doing?
Yes, Chief.
Yeah. So maybe at the end of this session, I'm going to send the results maybe to you. You can look at it and know how it guides you. So you can see now it's finished writing the work for me, and is populating populating the references in Vancouver referencing style. So this will just be a guide because let us not run into the risk of copying this work and just putting in our work and submitting, because we still have other tools to know how much work was used AI and then how much is from your intellectual property. So now you could see comprehensive global research on screen time effects in children under 5 years old, a 20-year evidence review. So that is the topic that it has given me. You could see the executive summary. This comprehensive review synthesizes evidence from 817 research papers examining screen time effects in children. So now you have introduction. And when you look very well, you will see that it did not attach referencing. So this is a drawback to this, even though I told you to use Vancouver referencing, right? Okay, so let us continue. Okay, so here now it started attaching the referencing. So if you look at cognitive development impacts, language development, so here you have the first reference, so which you are going to go to the reference list. You read more of the paper and you know whether what he puts is actually okay or is not. So you could see the key findings of that paper. Then you see the second paper on executive function and development. So this is paper number 2. And you see some of the findings. Then you see 3 and 4. Okay, so it has already cited 3 and 4 under this heading. So you could see how this tool helps you immediately to see how you can structure your literature review just in a matter of minutes. And if you use size space, use one prompt for size space, you go to another AI tool, use the same prompt, go to another AI tool, use the same prompts. When you finish doing that, you notice that you are going to have a lot of information. Then you now begin to paraphrase, put those things in your own language. So this is just a search that we did, with size space. And this is on the free plan. This plan is actually free. So, but you may not be able to do much with it. So if I click on files, so it's going to show me all the files that it's used here. So if I click on, you can also download all the files. You can download it one after the other. So if I click this, for instance, it will load the file inside this space. So you have this, which was where we started before. Then you have a total of 20. If I click this, the second one, I have a total of 100. If I click this, those full papers that is searched. So now I already have a list of 100 papers that I will go through, arranged in order of which one is most current down to the least current. So you could see this is 2023, this is 2023, as the case may be. This is 2020, this is 2022, this is 2022. So this is just one of the tools. You have other tools. So I'm going to go back to another referencing tool before we move over to other tools, right? So if you are following so far, you could write yes. If it's still tough, just write still tough, so that I will explain in a deeper way as we progress. So I'm going to return back to, okay, somebody wrote, please, how do I get AI to bring my questionnaire up to speed? Okay, so the screen is blurry. Oh, it's blurred, sir. Wow. So you people were not seeing my screen at all? Did you see my screen, Dr. Totagoyenwa?
Chief, it was blurry initially, but at some point it cleared out. But initially, that time I commented, it was blurry.
Okay, all right.
Mm.
So okay, so I just demonstrated SciSpace. Sci is SciSpace. So you could actually search this on Google, and it will take you to the site. You register with your Google account, and you begin to access some of the features that it has. So one thing I want to let us know that we are living in a time and age that you can actually teach yourself. The information is so much that you cannot stay in your place and feel that you are helpless. I'm a surgeon. I'm an eye surgeon. One of the things that has helped my surgery to improve is utilization of technology and information. So every day I watch a lot of surgeries done by different people, Indians, Chinese, Egyptians, all over the world. I understand the idea and the principles that they undertake, and it helps my own surgery. You know, Surgery is an art, and at the same time is a science. Physicians, the same thing. So information is so massive. If you go to YouTube, for instance, some people watch videos on YouTube. But when I go to YouTube, I try to train myself. So you can actually train yourself on AI and research. So if you want to train yourself on AI and research after this discussion that we have had, you could just go to your Google search and type top 10 videos on AI tools for literature review. Top 10 videos on AI tools for literature review. You just click enter. It will give you a list of top 10 videos. You just watch it. If you watch those top 10 videos, you are going to get in-depth information about AI tools for literature review. You can now step it a step further. AI tools for, you say what you want. And you see that people have already done some of these things. Some of them are short videos, some of them are long videos. So I'm going to share my screen now, and we're going to see the last AI tool that I'm going to talk on before we proceed. I hope you can see my screen. Dr. Aguiyan, can you see my screen?
Yes, Chief. Very clear.
Okay. So another tool that you can look at is a site, Elicit, Science Us. But the ones I have some experiences in SciSpace and OpenAI. Then there is another one that I want to share with us. So I want to share. So this is ChatGPT. So this is the $20 that I told you about. So this is monthly, all right? So I'll move over to the next slide. So this is the slide on SciSpace, which we have already demonstrated, and you can see it has 100 free coins, right? After it's exhausted, you need to do that. And this system also has AI detector. So when you are done with your work, you could also come and click on the AI detector and do, before what the college does is it does plagiarism check, whether your plagiarism is up to 30% or more. Sometimes it's 25%. So, but they also now do AI detector to know whether your work was generated by purely AI. So when you are done with your work, you can use the AI to detect on whether the AI is detecting a whole lot of work. So this is a comprehensive tool which I will recommend for now. All right, so we are going to go to the other things. So you can see the site space. You can search for papers. You can search websites. You can search. You can even analyze data. So now this data analysis, now how it works is that you could put in your table into the AI look at it, and the AI is going to analyze it for you. So you could cross-check what the AI analyzed with what your data analysts or data the data that your analyst gave you. So this will also help you to understand different ways that your data can actually be analyzed apart from what you had previously thought out, right? So I'm going to go to the next slide. So this is the payment for the site space. So when you pay $20 for a month, you are going to get 120 credits. But it comes with 100 credits, sorry, 1,200 credits. It comes with 100 credits as the free credit for a month. So I've already used one credit in the set that I did. So you can start off with 100 credits, and when it gets exhausted, you could either wait for next month, or you could do a comprehensive work within a month, and you wouldn't need to pay for another month again until in your next research project. And this work, you can actually share. You could share the costs. So I know that some NADites are listening on. I don't know whether the NAD president is on. So some of these things can be institutionalized, whereby centers will be encouraged to have some of these subscriptions, so that and then install it inside one or two systems, so people can do some of this work instead of paying some of this amount of money on a monthly basis. Institutions can do some of these subscriptions and make it available to their members either in ARD or in MDCAN. So I recommend that going forward. Okay, so this is a AS review. So this basically helps you in doing data literature review. So I'm going to play this short video clip, and after I finish watching it, I'll make some comments, then we proceed.
If you're a scientist, guideline developer, journalist, policymaker, or any other information worker, you may regularly find yourself ploughing through stacks of documents. But a search can easily produce thousands of documents, and you need to systematically go through the entire stack. This is called systematic reviewing. Most results are irrelevant, but you don't want to miss the few relevant ones either. If you start at the top and work your way to the bottom, reading through all the documents could take weeks, or even months. AS Review Lab is open source software that makes reviewing much faster, combining the power of machine learning with your expertise while giving you full control of the actual decisions. With AS Review Lab, you start at the top. Then you tell our electronic searching assistant, LS for short, which documents are relevant and which aren't. This way you train LS's machine learning algorithm to rank the documents that you haven't seen yet from most to least relevant, based on their content. After each decision, it quickly rearranges the part of the stack that you haven't seen yet, and moves up the documents that are probably more relevant to you. While you work your way down, LS is continually reshuffling the rest, using an increasingly accurate guess of what you think is relevant. This is what is called active learning. Since you make the final labeling decision, you are in control of the judgments, while LS is merely reshuffling and saving you time. Soon you'll find that fewer and fewer relevant results turn up, and you can stop reviewing. This human-machine interaction may save you from reading up to 95% of the stack. AS Review Lab is open source and free. It has a lively community of users and developers continually improving it. There are extensive support fora, plus test datasets and tutorials to get you going. Try it. Download AS Review Lab today and start systematic reviewing while saving time.
All right, so this was developed by a university based in Netherlands. So it's one one of
If you're a
the.
scientist, guideline developer, journalist, policymaker, or any other information worker, you may regularly find yourself ploughing through stacks of documents.
Right. So I want to move to the next slide. All right. So the next slide is talking about predatory journals. The last presentation that was done talked about it. Journals, when it's time for you to publish, some of our people have fallen prey to some of these predatory journals. So you could actually use AI to know whether a journal that you want to publish in is legit or is not. So it's one of the things that you can do. So you have some of the popular ones: think, check, submit. Okay, that one is totally free. You also have Bales list, you have Cabell's predatory reports, and then you have predatory journal Sentinel. So, well, the one I would recommend is the Think, Check, Submit, or the Beals list, BEALL apostrophe S. So the website is BEALLSLIST.net. Right. So we are going to move over to, okay. So these are the other ones, but we're going to go ahead. So now, support for the researchers. From the question and the answer session, we saw that a lot of people were interested in grants, how they can get grants for their work and other things. So grants can come in different ways. Some resident doctors and some medical officers are also lecturer tools in their colleges. I know it happens even in my institution. So you have access to that fund. So that can actually be one pathway, even though it takes a bit more time and is highly competitive, but it's something that you will also explore. Then you also have research funding organizations, especially organizations that have thematic areas that they have interest in. If, for instance, maybe UNICEF, companies that may have, like if you're talking about screen time, you have some companies that manufacture some of these devices. They may want to sponsor a study on an African population that you may want to do. So you need to think on which organizations can sponsor this my work. If you are doing a study, let's say on diabetic patients, so you now ask yourself, what are the companies that are involved? What are the organizations that are involved in diabetic care? So you can have a list of these companies. You go to their websites, find their emails. You can send an abstract of your proposal, not your whole proposal. You can actually write an abstract of your proposal, which basically will have your topic. You have a little of the burden and why you want to do it, and then what you want to achieve at the end of the study. Then you can also write to philanthropists that are in your area. Some of them are captains of industry. So you could explore different avenue to get funding. Some departments or some institutions also have like a research fund named after some individuals. Some of them are professors, some are established physicians, surgeons in the industry. This is more common outside Nigeria, is less common within Nigeria and some other African countries. But if you have a topic that is exciting and you have a good proposal summary, there's a possibility that you may get funding opportunities. So what I would advise is, once you have passed your part one, don't wait. Get your proposal ready, and don't always think of the costs of the work that you want to do, because if you want to do a very good work, sometimes it may cost you some funds. So have a proposal that is very solid, and look at all the possible funding partners, and do not be afraid to write. I've gotten a lot of research assistance by just writing, people who never really asked for me to write. So, but when you write, some of them may show interest. They may not even help you directly. They may link you up with a network that can actually help you. So just give yourself time. And even if you write to many organizations or companies and you get rejection, do not give up, because one or two may actually work out, and you try to deliver that so that it will help you in your future research works. So so you also have other supports, which is the research collaboration support. This is more established amongst the fellows and the consultants. A lot of our consultants have small research groups where you could share ideas on topics. You could divide the people that will do literature review, people that will gather data, analyze data, discuss the data, and then publish the data. So some of these things can help reduce the costs on the researcher. So for me, sometime this year, April of last year, we set up the Nigeria Collaborative Eye Research Network, learning from what we had in NAD. NAD has a research collaboration where you have a lot of researchers from different institutions, bringing in data from different population cohorts, which will give you a very good idea of how there is distribution across the country, and it will give us representative data that represents the country better than if you just did it in one institution, in one local government, inside your state. So that cannot be extrapolated to the rest of the country, but you have some of these things. So I encourage NADIs to join the NAD Research Collaboration Network. Researchers can also form theirs. Mine was formed in ophthalmology. You can also form yours with your group of friends. It may not just be 5, it may be more than 5. So you could have some regional data. Is more challenging, but if you require some form of assistance in identifying your own network or establishing yours, feel free to contact me. My email address is dredoga@gmail.com. That's dredoga@gmail.com. All right, so you can just send me an email, and you are going to get some assistance. So I'm going to move over now to the next slide. So now we have so much that is available to us. In fact, if you want to be publishing work, let's say 10 papers on a monthly basis, it's possible now. So I'll give you a typical example. If you have done your dissertation and you want to publish, you can actually publish your literature review in form of a scoping review or in form of a review of that particular topic. Somebody might have done it before, maybe 5 years ago, maybe 7 years ago, maybe 3 years ago in another country, right? You look at the way the person did it, you make modifications, add um, new information to the body of knowledge, and you publish it. You know, some of these tools are very, very smart that they can even access a lot of databases that it will take you days to access with your free time as a physician. So the earlier we learn how to use these smart systems for our research, the better, because sooner or later you are going to be forced to use them because most systems are getting smarter. Like I said, the Zotero that we used years ago is not the same Zotero or the Mendeley. Some of these systems are getting smarter. So we need to learn how to use them. Then a note of caution is that AI systems can confabulate. They can give you a lot of information that does not make real sense. So because of that, you need to be able to guide it. You need human intelligence to guide artificial intelligence because artificial intelligence alone is not going to give you a very good work. So what I do is I'll have a topic in mind. I will bring the topic and put in the AI. The AI begins to guide me. It begins to give me ideas. I begin to guide the AI in the way I want. When I'm done with 1 hour session, it's automatically stored. I could export it in form of a document and put it inside my, I call it my brain jotter, right? So when I'm done with the series and the sessions, I can now begin to articulate it using the referencing app that I prefer, which is Zotero or Mendeley. You can also use some referencing app online, but I would advise you have the ones that are installed inside your personal computer. So I would like to thank us for listening before we take questions and then acknowledge some of my teachers, Professor Dube Ademola Popola. She held this training on technology and AI in ophthalmic research for the NISA network some months back. She's a professor of ophthalmology in University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital, Nigeria. I also want to thank Dr. Osha Anenga, who who served as the ASG when I served as the first vice president of NAT. Is currently second vice president, Nigerian Medical Association. So he has done quite a number of tutorials. We have referencing tutorial, you have AI tools for medical research, and then you have data analysis. You also have other ones that he has done on randomized clinical trial. So I would share some of the links at the end now so that we are going to refer to them. And if you have not yet shared your email, please put down your email while we are asking the questions. So Rapporteur, please go ahead and identify those people that are raising their hands to ask questions so that we could take the next 10 minutes for questions. Do we still have time?
Yes, Chief, we have a few minutes. Thank you very much for the wonderful presentation and the insights on research. Please, if you have questions, you can raise up your hands to ask questions. Questions. Chief, they're asking for
Okay,
your email address again, for
I
you
can
to
see a
repeat your email
question,
address.
please. I had my proposal references using Mendeley, Vancouver style, but my supervisor recommended the superscript type. Okay, so I had mentioned this thing in the beginning of the discussion. I encountered this challenge. So what you would do is to search online, search Zotero superscript, Vancouver superscripts, and then you download the file. Then you insert the file inside your Mendeley, and then change your Mendeley referencing style, and automatically it will change to Vancouver superscripts. So I'm going to drop my phone number now on the chat box, so you can send me direct WhatsApp message, and I will try to attend to you.
Okay, Chief, they are requesting for your email address too, for you to repeat it. So many people couldn't get it.
Okay, so I'm typing it now on the chat box. So it's dr.edoga@gmail.com. All right. So we are going to note all the email addresses that have been shared, and the academic committee is going to share some of the links. So let me just quickly share the links that I have, so that we could listen to them, and also share the phone number of Dr. Nenga, who is also my friend. So the link is going to be shared shortly. So these are some of the links, right? So I'm also going to share another link from the NISA network. So go to NISA network, nisanetwork.org/trainings. So www.nisanetwork.org/trainings. So let me be sure that the link works. Just a minute. Yeah, the link works. So you see a training on technology and AI, right? That was done in July 2024. So I'm going to copy the link and share in our chat box. So that is the YouTube link for the technology and AI that was done 1 year ago. All right, so more questions, please.
Hello, Chief. There's another question. Someone says, how accurate is the references given by AI?
Yes, so you need
How
human
accurate is the
intelligence.
reference by AI?
Yes, you need human intelligence to be able to go through the references to be sure that they are correct. So what I advise is the AI gives you a guide, but you have to personally go through each of the references that has been given to you. But it's always good that you start asking the AI to give you the referencing. So for instance, now you can have referencing number 6 talking about a study, and then you go to the referencing list and you see that 6 is another study. So sometimes it happens. So in that situation, you may need to open up those studies. And then I will also say that if you need access to full text journal publications, and you don't want to pay for it, one of the things that you can do is to look for your friends who are in institutions who have institutional access to some of those databases. So you could send a list of the journals that you want to the person. Then in the person's free time, the person can access those journal publications, download them, and then send to you. So that is one of the things that you can do. And you know that you have friends who have left Nigeria. Some of them are in the UK, some are in the US. So you could, you know, access their databases indirectly by sending them a list of full text articles that you need to see more. Because if you are doing literature search, most of the articles will be in abstracts. If you need full texts and you don't have funds to buy them, to pay for them, and they are not open access, you could use that. Then I also used during my dissertation, I used Sci-Hub. I don't know whether some of us know about Sci-Hub. So Sci-Hub is an think it's a Russian site where they have um, millions of free texts that you can download. So I'm posting the link now. So you could also search this. So what you do is you either put in the link of the abstracts or you put in the DOI, right? So is self-explanatory for those that don't already know it. So are there any more questions, please? Any more questions, please? Okay. Repertoire ARD Super Clean, please. Over to you.
All right, thank you very much, Chief. We're really grateful. We appreciate the insights you've given to us on research. I'm sure so many other people will be reaching out to you to clarify a lot of things and to give them more understanding on this topic. We really appreciate you. I want to thank everyone that participated in this webinar. I hope we learned one or two things from it. Thank you very much. Thank you, ARD. Thank you, everyone. All right. Have a nice day, Chief.
Yeah, can you go through the participant lists so that we can appreciate some of our consultants that may still be online?
Um, where yeah, I'm going.
So please, before you exit, just type in your full name and where you're connecting from so that we can send the links to you. Thank you. All right. Okay, go ahead, please.
All right. Thank you very much. Want to thank everyone, Chief. There are plenty of them. Um, and plenty other people that has not issues. Want to appreciate all of you for joining in, and I hope it was worth it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.